Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin liquidation heat map on CoinGlass, and we're on the 12-hour time frame. We have the symbol. We're looking at the entire symbol. I can't really point to it, but you also have the choice of whoops, not that. Where do you have that choice? I guess if you clicked on the pair, then you have a choice of all those other different exchanges and futures. Now we're on Bitcoin USDT perpetual future, and that's what that looks like. That's on the 24-hour. We can switch to the 12-hour. So it looks similar to the one we were looking at. And you can see that price action is just above that little band of yellow there. And really, that's all we've been doing. People talk about fake outs to the upside or the downside or whatever. They're not fake outs. They're just market makers are just going after all these over leveraged people. Now, I did hear something Marty Party said on Invest Answers, whatever, the group of people that talk. And it confirmed something I believe for a long time, that Binance is going after all. He said Bitcoin will not pump until something like this, until Binance gets rid of all the over leveraged longs. Or, yeah, he said because they're not going to pay. They're not going to pay him all that money. So that's really what's going on. And yeah, I believe something like this was going on for a long time, and it's very clear when you look at these liquidation heat maps that that's all that's been going on. And I don't get it. I don't understand why these people are leveraged right here, so close to price action. It's stupid. So like here on the 12-hour, look at this bright yellow just under price action. What the F are they doing? They're going to get liquidated. Same thing to the upside. Now, what is that price? So $60,300. And if we go to our chart here, $60,300 isn't very far away. It's just like right there. And there's nothing in between price action and that point. So probably what's going to happen is that price action will probably come down here. See, the pink line here is the top of a channel. There's the center line of the channel. And so we're probably going to come down to like 59.5. Now we could come down to this white dashed line, which is, as you can see here, is what we have been doing. So when price action goes up and down, liquidating all these over leveraged people, it's staying within the confines of these lines right here. This we have pink lines and blue lines essentially that are representative of major channels that Bitcoin's been trading in since the beginning of time or something like that. So we're just sticking within those lines now. Oh, okay. I was wondering what this white line is right here that we clearly are finding support on. And it's a center line of the blue channel group. If I scroll out here, if I do this, you can see how it's parallel to this blue line down here, and it's the center line of this big blue channel, which I broke down into a smaller one with the center line right here at this blue channel. So that's all we're doing right now. And when we came down here, we came down to the center line of this blue channel. And when we came up here, oops, came up here, we came up to the top of the blue channel here. And all these other lines are significant too. Let me see where we did come to like a pink line. See, we're really interacting with the pink lines and the blue lines here. You can see how we danced around this pink line trying to hold it for support. Weren't able to really. Acted as resistance and support here. Looking at Bitcoin on the hourly time frame. So that's all we're doing, just dicking around here. Now, what I wanted to point out is on the 4-hour chart, the indicators here, the oscillators. These, the stochastic RSI here, and we have the stochastic indicator down here, are they're forming a ascending triangle pattern. And I thought that was interesting, especially heading into Powell's speech tomorrow. Now, oh, look at this. It's telling me we have bearish convergence here. Divergence, I mean, no, convergence. Did I really say convergence? So let's look at that for a second. We got well, it's really flat. So yeah, it's really, really flat. So this one's barely lower than that one. So yeah, we do. And I often question whether these play out right away, like right here. So we did dump there, or if it takes longer to play out. And this is on the 4 hours. So interesting. Well, we should come down to, maybe we come down to 59.5 at the end of the day. Probably what's going to happen. And then maybe pump into the beating. And that would, it makes sense that we would, when you look at these oscillators here, even with this ascending wedge pattern, that we would come down a little bit more. So we'll just have to see. Now, the reason this caught my attention, the reason why I'm talking about it, is that if you go back, now I looked through the history of the oscillators. I don't see any really other ascending wedge patterns here. Anyway, I'll scroll through quickly because I already did this. First time I saw one was kind of back here in February of 2024, right here. And if you look up here, what happened from that wedge pattern consolidation? We pumped up 20%. So until I saw this, I'm thinking that the Powell's speech tomorrow is a sell the news event, because he's not going to say anything that we don't already know. If you watch the FOMC meeting, we had the minutes released yesterday, and I didn't read them, and I don't even I suppose I could go find them and read them, but I don't really have the time to do that. Um, but based on what I hear, is that it's doesn't tell me anything that Powell didn't tell me during his speech a few weeks ago. Um, and the people that are thinking about a 50% rate cut, they're bonkers. Um, if you watched the meeting a few weeks ago, one of the reporters asked about a 50% rate cut, and Powell's response was really, I mean, he responded like, what the hell kind of question is that? Like, it just took him aback because he said we didn't, I mean, it was so out of the question. He said that we didn't even talk about anything like that. So if they did talk about that in the meeting, then he's a liar, but I don't think he is. I mean, if in the notes, if it says there was a discussion about 50%, a serious discussion, then that would be something worrisome. But yeah, he was just like really, the way he responded to the question was just like she was completely nuts. Like, no, we didn't even. That's bizarro world. Why would we even talk about a 50% rate cut? So, they're gonna do 25, probably two or three 25% rate cuts. I mean, I don't even know why the market waits around to see what's gonna happen. He's told us what's gonna happen all year, like for the past year. He's told us exactly what's gonna happen, and that's what they've done. I just it's so bizarre to me that the market just hangs on. I don't know. People are so stupid, but that's what gets price fluctuations, I guess. So yeah, so I'm thinking it's a sell a news event. If when it dumps right now down to 59.5, it'd be probably a good buy area, and then dump it tomorrow when it pumps while he's talking. If it does, in fact, I don't know. The only thing that calls that theory into question is the pattern that I'm seeing here. It's the only time I've seen. Well, I could go back further, but I haven't done that. Anyway, we're not going to do that. It's the only time I've seen a similar pattern forming, and then what happened afterwards. And afterwards, we did stay elevated here for for a little while. And this is on the 4-hour chart. Let's go back to where we are right now. So you can see a similar pattern forming. And yeah, we could come down a little bit more one more time. And then the purple vertical line here represents the meeting. Now, I don't know exactly what time it is. I have this line at 2000 hours UTC, so 2 o'clock California time. I'm not really sure what time he's going to speak. So, there you have that. Like I said, I think it's going to be sell the news, and we're going to consolidate sideways until September, because everybody has to wait for them actually to say they're going to cut the rates, or for them actually to cut the rates. But I might be wrong. We might pump tomorrow. We might pump up 20% like we did in February. So just wanted to share that with you. So I just found out he speaks at 10 a.m. on in New York time. So that's 7 o'clock my time, 1400 UTC. So I moved my line over appropriately from 2000 to 1200 because we're on a 12-hour chart. But I moved it to 1400 on the 1 hour chart. Now, so you can see here that he speaks at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Today we had initial jobless claims, which came, it doesn't say here, but I just clicked on this little link and it says 232. So, not much exciting going on there. Next week, this is what we got going on. Q2X version. I wonder if that means final version. They have or revision. They have several revisions on those things. So next Friday we got PCE coming in, but that's just the same as the core. I mean, as the CPI that came out just recently. Yeah, see, it's for July, so it lags the CPI. I mean, it comes out later than the CPI for the same month. So, yeah. So one thing I've noticed too here, we're on CoinGlass on the Bitcoin order book, and this is Bitcoin USD with all these guys, whoever these guys are, Coinbase, Kraken. I can't remember what all these different symbols mean. Is there a way we can find out? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Got Coinbase, Kraken, Bitfinex, Gemini, and Bitstamp. Now looking here, that tells you whatever you want it to tell you. What do you see in this ink blot? Does it look like an ink blot? Okay, so you got that going on. Now, what I've noticed here, why are we looking at this? Something that confirms what Marty Party said, and I've been noticing this when you at times when we're moving up. Not right now. Right now, it just looks like it's pretty even. Well, actually, right now it looks like it's changing to more buyers than sellers, more people wanting to buy. This just changed right now. It looked pretty even just a second ago, but you see a lot of people buying at 60,400. There's 252. See, it just dropped. Why did it change so drastically? Oh, there it goes again. Wow, it's really changing. But it seems like a lot of people are wanting to buy right now, and that just suddenly changed. Now, if we go over to, why isn't this moving? I want this, there we go. If we go over to Bitcoin USD, which has OKX and Binance. Why can't I move things on my screen? We're on 10. We're on. God, Jesus, this is freaking annoying. Okay, I gotta change this to 100 so it's the same as the other chart. Oh, well, we got a lot of buyers here too. So this is not proving my point. Usually, um, the selling is coming from here. The selling is coming from Binance. You see larger, you see larger orders right here selling when you see larger orders buying over here on this. But right, well, now it's the opposite. It's about the same. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. It's not showing it now because we're not in a situation where that's the case. Trying to figure out what's going on. If you look over here at the chart, we were looking at the liquidation heat map chart. You can see that yellow that was just below there is much less intense right now. So a lot of people did get out of their positions, and perhaps market makers aren't going to go after that right now. I don't know why we're pumping right now. They should just suck that up, right? Suck that up. Maybe they're trying to fake more people into long positions. I don't know. Anyway, so I got a big triathlon coming up on Saturday. So the reason why I haven't been making any videos, I just haven't. I've been working so much. Training for this triathlon, and plus there isn't really anything going on. There's nothing to talk about. We just keep going up and down. You know, back a year ago in September, October, when we were pumping, it was clear what we were doing. We would find support on these lines and hold it, move up to the next one, hold it, move up to the next one, hold that. That's what we're doing here, but we keep going up and down and holding these lines as support and then resistance and then support. And we go up through them and we go back down through them. And I got tons of lines, and it's just nothing is sticking either way. Nothing's holding, nothing's failing. I mean, and at the same time, they're all holding and they're all failing. It's just, and they're trying. I mean, clearly we're trying. If you look on a 5-minute chart, you can see we attempt to hold the bottom of the Gaussian channel there. You can see how we held. This is the center line. This is the center line of the big yellow channel, our big bull flag channel that we're trading in. So we are in the upper portion of that at this point on October 21st. Then here again, you can see trying to hold the top of the Gaussian, or the bottom of the Gaussian channel. You can see here that we held within the upper portion of that blue channel I was talking about earlier. We do these things, we come up here, then we get rejected at this pink line. We came up here just to probably liquidate people. Those are little wicks through the lines that are for liquidation purposes only. But essentially we trade. Oh, this is where we're at now. I mean, even here on the 5-minute, you can see how we came up through this blue line and tried to hold it as support. And it looked like maybe we're going to go up. Are we not? Is it going to fail? No, it's going to hold. is this yellow? Oh, that yellow line is nothing, I don't think. So what are we doing now? But we're definitely going up here. The other thing, so there's a few factors that I've been thinking are holding us down, and the markets. People just aren't going to come in, and because a lot of people are on the sidelines right now, waiting to see if this is as low as we go, and myself included. And there's a few factors that they want to see resolved, and that is, confirmation that inflation is being tamed, that we're going to get rate cuts, and that and the war in the Middle East, which seems to be kind of fading out right now. I mean, its influence on the market. Um, when Israel killed that Hamas guy, and it seemed like an Iranian attack was imminent, that things could possibly escalate and dump the markets. So that was very in the moment. Just the past couple weeks, but that seems to be waning, and that Iran is thinking about what they're going to do. Um, and Gaza peace talks aren't going anywhere. I mean, it's just the status quo over there. Nothing's really escalating or de-escalating or anything. So, however, that still remains, hanging over us. That there could be some sort of a, not really a black swan, because we know what's going over there, but some sort of escalation that looks kind of scary, that could scare the markets into dumping. So I'll just leave it at that. That's where I'm at, and let's see what happens tomorrow. I think it's to sell the news. I think it's to sell the news, and maybe we'll talk more Sunday or something. All right. See you next time.